Hello, Sharon Joe again with this restart of my Woolen Tresses, my new restarted vlog. This is a wonderful time for me to restart this. It's February, it's African American History Month, which is a wonderful time. I love how people have looked at African American history or Black American History Month as a month that is not just for those who are African American or those who are Black. It is all of our history. Anybody's history in this country, Mexican American, African American, Italian American, Japanese American. It is all our history, and it is all of us. So whenever you have a situation or a problem or something good, it's something that you want to bring up and you want to talk about it. You want to share it, because if it's not your culture, then, if in this country you want to know the cultures of the country. So again, the restart of my Woolen Tresses. Again, I started this back in December 12th or August 12th of 2012. And basically I started it because I wanted to bring up the issues that we had as in this country perceiving African American hair. And it's not just about Black people's perception of it. It's all of our perception of it. Back in 2012, natural hair wasn't that prevalent. Products were not just shooting off the shelves like they are now. Every time you turn around, there's a new product out there, which is really great. A new product is always good. Trying something new to make your hair do something different. It's a wonderful thing. But I remember I was at work one day, and it was so funny. A friend of mine, a coworker of mine, she looked at my hair, and it was in its natural state. And she goes, "Oh my God, Sharon, it must take you hours to get your hair done. And how much hairspray do you put in your hair?" And it's like, you don't know. This is what it looks like out of the box. So again, it's just that knowing of what everything looks like. What is the norm? And that's what this is all about. The norm is any and everything. The norm can look like this. It can be straight. It could be anything. But we have to recognize it as one of the many norms that is here, that is not just here in this country, but here on this planet, period. When I started this, again, I wanted to pick something that was really stood out. And again, being an African American woman, this whole thing about hair and going to the beautician, getting your hair done in the kitchen, and all these things, how women revel around this hair, although we really looked at it as this, our hair was this negative thing and we had to fight it and change it. But that camaraderie that you got when you came together to do the hair, be it in the kitchen or be it in that the beauty shop behind the back building in downtown, or in some posh place where you went and you get your hair done and braided or permed or whatever you got done to it. Again, when I do want to always say that I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't press your hair or perm your hair or do whatever you should do to your hair and you should just wear it natural. I'm always say that you have to do it in love. If you're doing something to your hair, if you're doing anything and you do it in love, when you do it in love, it always comes out the best way. And for a very long time, I did what I did to my hair, and I didn't do it in love. I did it in trying to be something else, trying to make it better, trying to fix it, and trying to change it into something that it wasn't. But I would never change my time in the beauty shop for anything. For 20 years, I permed my hair. And I had a beautician for 20 years. And that's a common thing. It's a common occurrence. And it the relationships that you build with these people, they're family. You love them like the lady who did my hair, she was like my aunt. She was a few years younger than my mother. She knew my mom. I knew her mom. We went through so many things together. When I got divorced, I came and I sat in her chair and I sat down and I said, Miss Eloise, I'm getting a divorce. And she spun me around and she looked me in the face and she said, "You're what?" And I said, "I'm getting a divorce." And it was just, that whole thing, that love that, she wanted to protect me. And she was like, be careful with him, just make sure that he, at that point in time, men were killing women who they were getting divorced at that time. And she was like, "Sharon, I'm so worried about you and I want you to be safe and you be this and that." And it was just this beautiful thing and this beautiful relationship that you build in the process of dealing with your hair. But again, I wasn't necessarily doing it in love. I wasn't necessarily doing what I was doing to my hair in love, but where I was in love with all the people there because we all cared. And it was a family setting, very family setting. The children were there, mothers were there. She had done people's hair for the last 50 years. She had done the grandmother, the mother, and the grandchildren. So it was, it was family oriented. But again, this whole thing of doing it in love and moving forward and doing things to make you happy and knowing that there's nothing wrong with you. And that's what it all boiled down to. There was nothing wrong with my hair. There was never anything wrong with my hair. And again, with this restart, back in 12, it was me learning that there's nothing wrong with my hair in its natural state. And now in 2016, it's still, again, there's nothing wrong with my hair. It's in its natural state, in this lovely silver gray that has appeared all over my head. It's something that I have to get used to. I was dyeing my hair. I was dyeing my hair after I had gone natural. I was still dyeing my hair. And I had gotten to that point where my hair, you could see it within a week, there was like beep, gray. And it's just like, I'm not going to fight that fight anymore. Just like I said, you know what? I'm trying to straighten my hair and beep, there's that wave again. I'm not going to fight that fight anymore. That's a fight that I choose not to fight. You choose your battles. And the thing is you choose the battles that you know you're going to win. And those two battles were two battles that I was not going to win. So I was not going to fight them. And I refused to fight them. You could take that battle of gray hair and you could put it on any head. You can put it on any grade of hair. It's that battle of trying to change something that is unchangeable, that is the way it's supposed to be. In that first blog that I wrote, I talked about how our hair, it was short, fine, tight, and nappy. But it was genetically right for the place that we came from. That type of hair is the perfect air conditioner because it gets tight and it turns into this little puff. The breeze comes by and it cools you off. So you want to have that type of hair and that type of weather, that weather condition, that hot, arid, dry. You want that type of hair because it's going to keep you cool. And you don't want something else, because that something else is not going to work for where you are and how you are. So again, it's a genetic thing that we embrace. Again, I embrace my curly hair. I embrace my silver gray hair. It is beautiful. It is me. It is genetically me. I look at my mother and I look at my father, and they too have gray hair. My father grayed at 19, and I think my mother started graying, I think, in her late 30s, early 40s, or something like that. I have 3 siblings. I'm the youngest. Teresa's the oldest, and then there's Lisa and John. The 2 at the end are the ones with the gray hair. Me and my oldest sister, we have gray hair. And the 2 in the middle don't really have that much gray hair. My sister Lisa, she's 4 years older than me, and it's just crazy. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her, and it's just like, ugh, you have less gray hair than me. And, you're 4 years older than me. How does this work? And my brother, I'm not too sure. I don't think he's dyeing his hair, but he keeps his hair short, so you really can't tell. But again, this whole thing of acceptance, this whole thing of love. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with your hair? What are you going to do with yourself? What are you going to do with anything? But whatever you do with it, you have to do it with love. And when you do it with love, in love, it's always a wonderful thing. So love your hair. And that's all for now. And I look forward to you guys coming to see my next post of my new vlog, My Woolen Tresses. Thank you so much.